Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching episode 9 of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Standalone episode, then they'll be in twos. I don't know what that was. It's a karate choppage for you. So the last episode, which was the bloodbending episode, that one was messed up. But it's funny because I feel like a lot of us were wondering about the water in our bodies and whether or not a waterbender could manipulate the water in our bodies, manipulate it, or steal it. Yes, on both. Because if Katara can pull her sweat, she can pull the liquid right out of me. And that is terrifying. And, you know, it makes sense that they no longer capture waterbenders. I don't know if there's any more to capture. I mean, there wasn't any more of the Southern Water Tribe. Maybe they were like, hey, we're not doing that again. Look what happened for the Northern Water Tribe. And then, obviously, there's East and West. I don't know. Maybe the Fire Nation learned its lesson with Hama. She was creepy. She was scary. She was calculated. She was getting her revenge. Can you blame her? No. And it's not an excuse to say what she went through is what led her to do that. It's an understanding. I understand why she did what she did. I am not okaying it. That's messed up. And Katara using it to fight her, like it's really the... May just gave up. That's so May of her. Oh, whatever. She can chill out for the next hour. I don't want to make excuses for people doing bad things, like, you know, like Zuko doing what he did, and the Fire Lords doing what they did, and, you know, Sozin letting Roku die. Here's the thing. It's not making an excuse for it because of what they went through. You just understand them better. And having an understanding makes you feel empathy, yes, but it's also still to say, it's wrong. And Hama was something. She's something. But now we know that Katara can do that. And that makes her actually, like, so strong. Like, the fact that she could first block Hama the way that she did, and the fact that she can bend blood, bend water, she knows to pull it from trees and flowers, and I mean, the sky, like there's water in the air, you know, like if she can make a cloud, she could equally pull that right out of the air. She's powerful. And the fact that she is so kind and sweet and wants to help people, and she's very motherly and sisterly, like that kind of makes her not seem like she's a threat, but she's a huge threat. To where Toph is very like tough, and you know, she really is like stubborn, and she's got kind of a harsh way about her, and that's like the earthbender in her, you know, very solid and fierce. And kind of the same thing with Azula is that she is mean and scary and terrifying and all those things, that you see them as bigger threats, even though Katara is the one that's almost stronger. Like she almost beat Azula at the end of the last season. You know, her and Toph going back and forth in the episode prior in the Runaway. Like you just see how like strong Katara is. I am so proud of her. Like, her and Sokka have come such a long way since the beginning. And then, you know, Toph even having, like, her moments of, like, letting people in emotionally and, like, really, like, she knows that they're not lying when they're having these conversations with her because she can detect lies. And so she knows that Katara cares about her. She knows that Katara loves her. Even if they fight, and even if she doesn't like being told what to do, and she doesn't like being mothered by somebody who's not her mother, I'd rather be mothered by Katara than, you know, Toph's mother, because at least Katara believes in Toph. There's so many good things, good high qualities. They're just, it's like, it would be so easy to say that she's not somebody's favorite character because she's so kind and nice and sweet. And if Katara was the Avatar, I think we'd all feel very different about her. If she glowed when she, you know, did things, I think that, like, people would think differently about her. But instead, because she's, like, so nice and kind, I think they kind of forget about her. It's like you have to have like a little bit of an edge, a chip on your shoulder in order to be like, super powerful and cool. I dig Katara a lot. And we're getting to really see the Fire Nation and a lot of the villages inside the Fire Nation. And I love this because for 2 seasons, it's built up that the Fire Nation is the enemy. And every iteration that we saw of them, they were the enemy. Except for the guy that taught Aang how to firebend. I forget his name. But, like, he was actually very kind. And, the people that Jet was attacking, like, they were kind. So you kind of got, like, little clumps of, the Fire Nation where they were good people, not just the ships attacking. So it's nice that all these episodes taking place in the Fire Nation and that we're seeing all these villages and people just living their normal everyday lives. It really kind of, like, makes you think of places that in your mind you think are the enemy. Like if you're in the United States and you were around for the Gulf War and the Iraq War and the Afghan War, like you have like a weird mindset about the Middle East. And, I'm not saying that any of that is great and good, but there are good people that are over there. And it really makes you think about the things that you think are good or bad, that there's actually a middle. And I don't want to get into the conversation about what's happening in Gaza, but it's kind of the same thing. Wow. Okay. That just like, my energy just took a plummet. You know what? Red Bull bending. That's what I'll be doing. Not sponsored, but sponsored. So the more that we're traveling around the Fire Nation, the more we're seeing them, that it makes me, one, really scared for, is it the day of the dark sun, dark sky? The eclipse happened yesterday, and it was so opportune that I could have watched the eclipse episode on the day of the eclipse. It was too early in the morning, but it was cool outside. I did not go outside and look up at the sky. It merely got like dark and interesting, and I enjoyed that a lot. But the eclipse is coming, and then a comet. I don't know if those happened at the same time. I think for a long time I've been thinking that they happen on the same day, and I don't think they do, in hindsight. But I'm very curious because there was a full moon with Hama, and a lot of people said that there's a channel that like kind of breaks down the fact that there's always like a full moon and there shouldn't be. And I love when I see a full moon because I think the moon is a character. It really is, because it tells you the phases of time and where things are taking place and whether or not Katara is going to be at full power, whether or not the Fire Nation's not going to have power. Like, because what I'm worried about now is that there's a full moon. So if it is waning, then it's going into the territory of there being no moon or a new moon. And that's, I'm like, oh no. The moon going in front of the sun means it's full. So I'm thinking the eclipse episode is coming up soon. If not, then there's just always a full moon, which makes me happy anyways, because then I always think of Yue. And I will always say hello to her because she has had a profound effect on my heart. I love her. But guys, I'm excited to get into this episode. I don't know what the title of this one is. It's just number 9. So again, will be a standalone episode, and then I will be watching 10 and 11 after this one on a different reaction. Just a heads up. That's just the way we have to do it, the way Netflix has them paired up. They don't stop at the end of the episode. They just go right into the next one. So it makes it really hard for me to like all of a sudden like stop and then do a commentary and then start up another reaction for episode 11 and then 12 and then stop in the middle of that one. So it's just easier for me to record that way. I do apologize if it's irritating to watch it this way, but it's what's the easiest for me and Nathanael. So I appreciate your understanding. So guys, let's get into episode 9. Let's go. May's just gonna keep taking a nap back there. She quit. She's in between Sylvie and Starbucks, so she's in good company. Oh, and a quick shout out to Brandon for sending me this. It's Uncle Iroh underneath of a tree, and it's on wood, and it's like burnt into it. I think that that's absolutely gorgeous, and it's poetic. It's just beautiful. So it's one of my favorite moments in the show, which I'm sure it's a lot of everybody's favorite moment. Oh, my chair almost blocks it. Thankfully, it doesn't completely. Okay. Now let's get into it. Previously on Avatar.
That's the day we need to invade the Fire Nation.
Is this the eclipse?
Day of Black
The
Sun.
day of Black Sun. Jeez.
I've always known that I would have to face the Fire Lord.
Is that this episode? Nightmares and Daydreams. Oh, are those koala sheep? I'm here for it. Oh, koala! Oh, I didn't even know!
My dad and I found this island on a map, and the harbor surrounded by cliffs seemed like the perfect secluded place.
And we're here 4 days ahead of schedule.
4 days? The invasion's in 4 days?
Oh, that's okay.
That's like 4 days from now.
Okay.
The best thing we can do now is get plenty of rest.
Yeah, easier said than done. I'd be anxious.
I guess.
Poor Aang. Go snuggle with Appa. He'll make you feel better. Right, Appa? Oh my. Oh! I've never watched Dragon Ball Z, but that's what that looks like, right?
Your days of tyranny are over. I'm bringing you down.
How do you plan on doing that when you're not even wearing pants?
I was like, daydream? Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Ew. We don't have to hear the eyeballs opening. Oh, he doesn't think he's ready. I mean, he might not be, but... Yeah, you got pants.
It was just a dream, Momo. I still have my pants.
Not, I'm terrified of the Fire Lord.
I better keep training.
Why are you beating up a bush? Oh, he's got his top knot back. Is he wearing
May I wash your feet, sir?
the thing from Iroh?
Hot towel?
Well, now we know why he was like such a brat about like not having food and people not respecting him and having to work for something. Definitely a dream.
Is something wrong? You didn't take the palanquin.
I'm just going to May's house.
Mm.
It's not far.
It's not a prince's place to walk anywhere, sir.
Ew, It was just across the way. Okay, Aang. He's nervous. He wants to be ready.
I got a lot more skills to refine if I'm gonna fight Ozai.
There is such a thing as overtraining.
She's not wrong. Oh!
You don't get it, do you? My form is bad, and I still don't know any firebending. Not even the basics.
Oh, that's true.
The eclipse will block all firebending anyway. You don't need to know any. Plus, it's a stupid element.
No, it's not stupid, but he's got a point.
I better spend the whole day training.
Oh, Aang, you need to sleep. Go hug Appa.
Good night, Katara. Good night, Sokka. Good night, Toph. Good night, Appa. Good night, Momo. Good night, Appa and Momo.
Go to sleep already!
He's nervous. Snap. What is he wearing chains for?
Your days of tyranny are over. I'm bringing you down.
Earrings.
This time I brought pants.
Attaboy. Chained on.
But are you prepared for your mathematics test?
What?
Math test? I forgot all about the math test.
You don't have a math test. Sorry. All of these dreams are very relatable. Except for the Fire Lord.
Aang, it's the middle of the night.
Yeah, you gotta sleep, baby.
But I forgot my pants in my math test.
That doesn't sound sane.
If you can have anything you wanted right now, what would it be?
A big fancy fruit tart with rose petals on top.
Oh.
Do you think you can find a fresh fruit tart with rose petals on top?
I'm sure they will.
I guess there are some nice perks that come with being royalty.
Mm.
Though there's annoying stuff too. Like that all-day war meeting coming up.
What are you talking about?
He wasn't invited?
Azula mentioned something. I assumed you were going too.
I guess I wasn't invited.
Oh. Well, the last war meeting he went to, he didn't agree with their plan, so...
Wake up, sleepyhead. You missed the invasion.
Whoa. Is that a hippo bird? Not upset?
Sokka, get up! I need to know what day it is!
Who's talking?
Oh!
Sokka, you've got to drill your rock climbing exercises. In one of my dreams, you were trying to climb this cliff, but you were too slow and they got you.
But that was just a dream. I'm a great climber.
Then climb that cliff.
Does he have to do this?
Stupid avatar, stupid cliff, stupid dream.
Yeah.
Don't drink that!
Is it poisoned?
In my dream, you had to stop to use the bathroom. We died because of your tiny bladder.
Oh, really?
And you need to start wearing your hair up. In my dream, your hair got caught in a train and...
Aang, you really need to get a grip.
And none of that's gonna come true.
You're right. I'm losing my mind.
Uh-huh. Poor Sokka.
Every time I think about how stressed I am, I just end up more stressed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a big growing snowball of nerves.
Been there.
That's because you gotta fight the baddest man on the planet. And you
You're
better win or
not
else.
helping.
Sokka, you're not helping.
What? It's true. That's the deal. He knows it.
Maybe build him up.
I've got just the thing. Get ready to be de-stressified.
Okay. Healing with water?
These yoga stretches can really work
Oh.
wonders if you do them in extreme heat. Reach up.
Some Bikram.
How are you feeling?
I feel
Hot.
really warm.
Uh-huh.
Like there's this warm feeling all around me. This heat.
Uh-oh.
Like I'm in the Fire Lord's palace and he's shooting a bunch of fireballs at me. And the whole world is being engulfed in flames.
Maybe your stress is the kind you need to talk out.
Yep.
Why don't you get
Oh,
right
God.
down to business and tell me what's been bothering you?
I have to fight the Fire Lord in a few days.
And why are you worried about that?
Tell me more about this Fire Lord.
He's the baddest man on the planet. I'm supposed to defeat him and save the world.
Life does feel that way sometimes, doesn't it?
Oh, Sokka.
Okay, but what can I do to feel better?
Want to try screaming into this pillow?
Oh, poor koala sheep.
So I guess there's a big war meeting coming up, and apparently I'm not welcome there.
Of course you're welcome there.
Oh.
You probably just weren't invited because it's so obvious that you're supposed to be there.
Were you invited?
Of course. I'm the princess.
That was actually nice of her to say it that way.
Stop acting like a paranoid child. Just go to the meeting.
Forget it. I'm not going.
You brat. Just go. Oh, the fact that he wants to be invited just is like, get over it.
What you need is a good old-fashioned back pounding to relieve your stress.
Pound away.
Oh.
Tom! I think this is bruising me.
Scrambled egg.
Sorry, I forgot you have babies.
Oh, Toph.
Well, there's one other thing we can try. Acupuncture.
Oh, no. Nope. Yeah, same. Same. With Toph, I do acupuncture, but definitely not from her.
It's just a dumb meeting. Why would you even want to go? Think about how things went at the last war meeting you went to. You know what will make you feel better? Ordering some servants around.
Oh, May.
I might be hungry for a whole tray of fruit tarts.
Yeah, that's not gonna cheer him up. Nice try though, May. I appreciate you.
Do you feel less stressed? Ready for a good night's sleep?
I sorta might slightly feel a little better.
A little bit.
Then our work here is done.
Oh, Sokka. Why don't you cuddle Appa? Appa help you through it, like he's doing right here in this stream. Whoa. 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 They upped the animation for this episode, huh? Zuko.
nightmares. They just get worse and worse.
Maybe it's this island.
Looks like it's time for another therapy session.
No, Sokka.
There's only one thing I can do. I'm gonna stay awake straight through to the invasion.
Nope. That's not a good idea, and you know it.
Aang, staying up all night can't be good for you.
Staying up all night has given me some time to think. And I've realized some big things, Katara.
Uh-huh.
I see everything so clearly now. Why I'm really doing this.
Yeah?
I'm doing it to save the world. But more than that, I'm doing it for you, Katara.
Aang, what are you saying?
Is this a daydream?
I love you.
Aww.
What are we doing?
Is it real?
What our hearts have been telling us to do for a long, long time. You're my forever girl.
Oh.
Aang,
Huh?
I was just saying you should take a nap.
Oh, I guess I kind of drifted off into a daydream.
What was your dream about?
Living underwater?
Aww. It didn't feel real, so it's okay.
Prince Zuko, everyone's waiting for you.
My dad wants me at the meeting?
The Fire Lord said he would not start until you arrive, sir.
Wow. Position he's always wanted. Oh, Aang.
I'm trying to build Appa some armor here so he
Oh.
doesn't have to go into the invasion naked.
Are you trying to hit the tree? Because you're not hitting the tree.
You think you're untouchable, don't you, Mr. Firelord?
Boy, you are really starting to lose it, kid.
Yep.
Momo, did you hear something?
No, but I said something. You, my friend, are just a few plums short of a fruit pie.
There we go. Oh, world is normal again.
That's more like it.
Uh-huh.
For a second there, I imagined you were talking to me. Let me explain.
Aww.
Aang?
Yeah.
We're all starting to get a little worried about
Starting? We have been.
You're acting downright weird.
I dig it, but still.
You've got to take care of yourself. You can't go on like this.
Look, I appreciate what you guys are saying.
Oh,
but the
Appa,
stress of the
get
nightmares,
down on all
they were
six.
just too much. Staying awake is the best way for me to deal with it.
Leave the kid alone.
Who asked you? I am sick of this guy always mouthing off and telling me what to do.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Well, let's go right now.
Sokka, what should we do about that?
Oh my god! It's so wrong. It's so weird. I don't like it.
Come on, guys. We're
It's
all on the same
weird,
side.
but very satisfying to see something so crazy.
Everybody loves chakras.
Guru?
Chakras. Chakra sandwich is good. Yum.
Oh my god. The writers had so much fun making this episode. The animators were like, yes, free reign.
I just need to jump in a cold waterfall. Ah! Ah!
Oh, poor Aang. The stress is just getting to him so much.
So, how did it go?
We didn't get to see?
Everyone welcomed me. My father had saved me a seat. I was literally at his right hand.
Is this a dream?
You must be happy.
It's a cool picture.
During the meeting, I was the perfect prince. The son my father wanted. But I wasn't me.
Oh, look, an imaginary bed made out of clouds.
It's real. We spent hours working on it.
A good night's sleep will probably take the crazy away.
Oh, poor sheep.
You guys keep telling me I need to sleep. I don't need sleep. What I need is practice.
You can't know it all anyway.
You've been training for this since the day we met. You're smart, brave, and strong enough.
You're ready.
You can do this. You're ready.
You're the man, Twinkle Toes.
Thanks, guys.
Go to sleep.
I think I am ready.
Uh-oh.
The days of tyranny are over, Fire Lord.
Oh, nice hair.
You're not even wearing pants.
No, Fire Lord Ozai. You're not wearing pants.
My royal butter.
The family jewels are on display. Oh, Aang, I'm so happy for you. Finally had a good dream. Oh, well, we have to stop that one here. Okay, so, maybe I should just like go backwards. The attack is tomorrow. So the day of Black Sun, finally I get that right after how many episodes? That is upon us. And definitely I wouldn't, it would almost be weird, not even weird. It would be unsettling if Aang didn't have anxiety or fear or trepidation or doubt going into a fight with the Fire Lord. Now, I don't know, because with the war meeting that happened, they're preparing for it. Obviously, Azula knows about the plan, so they're expecting there to be an attack. The dreams that he were having were getting progressively less silly and more scary. I mean, who hasn't had a dream that they're naked in public? I have. I've even, like, in my 30s and 40s have had dreams about not having my homework or being not prepared for school. I haven't been in school in 25 years, plus years. Oh God, that makes me feel really old. To me, it just like was like getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And then there's obviously dreams that we didn't even see. But then like, you know, him like admitting his love for Katara and having a kiss with her and then not being able to say it. Like, I mean, I think she knows. I think she probably knows that Aang loves her, but I don't know if she knows that like, it's like more than sisterly. That's kind of the question. And if she feels that way about him, because like we did see her get like the fortune teller did tell her that she would fall in love with a very strong bender. And I think a lot of us were thinking that it was probably going to be Zuko, but I know there's plenty of people that ship those two, but my girl May, who's taking a nap, that you know, I don't see it anymore. But like I get the anxiety, like, you know, I think anything that's big and has consequences, like big consequences. Now, the end of the world is definitely a consequence. Not necessarily the end of the world. The end of the world as they know it. That if the Fire Nation is able to take over, it's bad. It's so bad. That being said, it's hard for me to think that Aang wouldn't be successful. I don't know what that success cost, though. Like, I don't know if we lose people we love, that we care about. I don't know if Aang makes it out of this series alive. I can't imagine if they're not willing to show Jet die on camera or in animated form. I don't know if they'd let us see Aang die either. Yeah, I get the anxiety and the worry and the fear, and I absolutely love our group saying that they believe in him, and they know that he needs his sleep, and like they know that he's cracking up, and they know that like, you know, it's a big deal, and they're not trying to play it off like it's not a big deal. I mean, Sokka maybe a little bit because he just doesn't think widely. You know, he thinks in the moment. He's like, there's 4 days. There's still 3 days to not be worried at all. And I wish I were like that. I wish I could I wish I could compartmentalize those thoughts. I don't. No. I will dread something for weeks and months. And I try to be present, but like it's roaming around back there. It occasionally pops up and I'm just like, anxiety, let it go. But like taking on the Fire Lord, and you could see how he was seeing him as scary at first and just like very cartoonish, but also like outlandish and just like really, I don't even know how to describe it, but eventually he started seeing the Fire Lord as he is. And then once he got to the point where he's just like, no, you don't have any pants on, it's like he was able to kind of see him as almost like just a man who's just like him, that could easily forget his pants when he goes into battle. 0 people forget their pants going into battle, but that seems to be a worry of his. So the next episode going into this attack, 1, I am fully prepared for Ozai to be ready. 2, Azula to have told the plan and to have come up with something to defeat them or make their job harder. And 3, because it's in the middle, not even in the middle of the season, it's in the midway point, the like 2/3 point of the season. I don't expect the end of the Fire Lord. I do kind of expect Zuko to do something, because he said even though he was invited into this meeting, he wasn't invited. He didn't receive an invite. But Azula's like, you need to be there. And then he says, I'm not going, like a little brat, because it's Zuko. I get it, but still, like, get that chip off your shoulder. You've got what you want. Stop being a brat. And then he goes, and his father saved him a seat. I kept thinking at any point this is going to be a daydream, because it's almost too good to be true. But his father like wanted him sitting right next to him, and you know, he was a good son and he did what he was supposed to do. And I got the feeling that there was something that he wanted to speak up against, that he wanted to say something, because when he says, I was the good son, I was the perfect prince, I was, you know, whatever title you want to put on here, that he represented his family and the Fire Nation and his father the way that he's supposed to, he wasn't being himself. And I miss Uncle Iroh, and I would really like to see him, you know, not just in wood carving form, but I mean, I want my Uncle Iroh back. And I know he's still in jail, and I don't know if Zuko is going to do something like go and free him. And Iroh has just been waiting for Zuko to finally realize that he made a mistake. And that, you know, Zuko is getting himself out of a situation instead of relying on Uncle Iroh to do it for him. I'm nervous, but I'm also excited for this next episode. But can I tell you that, like, having a lighter episode like this now, the anxiety and the heaviness and the fear and Aang with the dark circles under his eyes were definitely heartbreaking. But the fact that we got Momo and Appa sword fighting, I didn't know I needed that. And I love that for us. And the fact that I chose to wear a koala bear t-shirt and they're koala bear sheep. I think I'm in sync with this show. A little bit. It has invaded my heart and my mind, and it lives inside of me. And the joy that it brings, hopefully I can share that with everybody and anybody. Yeah, actually, I talked to my mom last night, and she said that when my dad watches these episodes, that he's cackling while he's watching my reactions. So I hope you are all enjoying them too, and like that you see how much I love and enjoy this show and how in tune I am with it and how I feel like I'm in it and I'm a part of it. And I love that. And I think, like, if pretend you're doing a reaction and just watch something that way, to where you're just like totally like headphones in, concentrating on the episode, and you're really trying to absorb the story and the characters and the nuance and the animation and the music and all of that stuff. And like, you just really feel like you're part of this world. And this is a part of the, like, this is a world that I would love to be a part of, like, period. Like, just, I mean, war is not my thing, but like being surrounded by these strong characters and these strong people, and even the amazing people that are in all of these villages and these cities that we have visited, it's just an amazing show. I'm really sad that it's going to be ending. Well, I guess it would be half the season, because next episode is episode 10 and 11. I didn't look at their titles, but I'm guessing that the fact that they're paired together means they're part 1 and part 2, and I'm hoping that it's the Eclipse episode. So I can't wait to get into that. But guys, if you want to watch full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon, as well as up to 3 episodes early. That's 2 reactions. Netflix is messing up my end thing where I feel very confident when I say it. They're screwing that up for me. But like, how did you feel about this episode? Because definitely the animation of Aang and his dreams, nightmares, were definitely I was just like, is that like Super Saiyan? I never watched Dragon Ball Z, but I like visually like see the hair and was like, is that him? And like I thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't like that he was tired and stressed, but I really do love the fact that he was quirky and interesting and weird, and that the dreams were all over the place, and I love that in general. And then obviously Momo and Appa having their sword fight is fantastic. And then Sokka said he was building Appa some armor. It made my throat hurt when I swallowed just then, because I was just like, Aang is a pacifist, and Appa was brought up by the monks who are also pacifists, and now we're putting armor on him, and that makes me sad. That was not really what he was ever supposed to be, but we know if he wasn't an herbivore, if he was a carnivore, that Fire Nation would be wiped out completely. They'd be the spicy treats. Earthbenders a little bit more earthy, you know, like veggies really like crunchy. Yeah. And of course waterbenders would just be satisfying. They'd just be like quenched. I don't know how I even got into the topic of like what earth or what certain benders would taste like to Appa. Yeah. All right. Have fun with that one. Okay, guys. I'm going to hop into the next 2 episodes. So where this will be ending, it will not be ending for me. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. I got to fix May. Girl, why are you sleeping on the job? Starbuck need to whip her into shape. She'll probably fall over again. We'll see. All right. Bye.